Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to the Séance of Blake Manor. In the last episode, things at the ball ended. They ended a certain way. There was a kidnapping. We had to chase the culprit through the hedge maze whilst the statues came to life and chased us. It was terrifying, but now, in the light of day, the statues are somewhat less scary, and we have attended the Protestant service, which ended with Marquess Blake storming out. It's to Mary. Here lies Marchioness Mary Elizabeth Blake, nee Brown, beloved daughter, wife, and pillar of the community. May the good Lord keep you ever by his side, my love. Oh, damn. Hello. Right. Haunted expression. There's a troubled look in his eyes. Tired shoulders. He looks exhausted, and like he's been exhausted for a very long time at that. Proud stature. An open straight stance, as is so common with the gentry. Pocket watch. Though he might hide it, he's keeping a close eye on the time, as am I.
A new guest. You would be Mr. Ward, then. I am the Marquess of Doon, Jonathan Blake. A pleasure.
You have the better of me, sir.
No, not really. I know nothing more than your name. That is why I invited you to lunch today, to meet you before the séance later. I do hope you will attend.
Thank you for the invite, Marcus. I certainly hope to see you there.
Well then, Mr. Ward, welcome to my home and to the grand séance. I hope whatever you are looking for, you find it here.
Oh, buddy, I am looking for everything. I am... Okay. Where do we want to start? I'm inclined. This is a good opportunity to learn more about you, your son, your wife, everything. I want to know everything. I've not yet had the pleasure of meeting your son. Nor will you. With respect, sir, I do not think this event is suitable for him. Too many strange ideas for his young mind. It is bad enough that I have strayed down this path. If my wildest dreams come true and I see my wife, then I will be fit to deal with whatever that does to me. But he is just a boy. I fear what seeing her like that might do to him. Or not seeing her. That too would be hard on him. I would do anything to protect that boy. And so I have ordered him to stay in our residence until this whole ordeal is over. Fair play. Mary isn't here. Yeah, there's Mary. I heard of your late wife. My condolences. My thanks, Mr. Ward. You know it was a controversial marriage. Her family were not high enough status for my title. My Aunt Catherine, God rest her soul, was just glad I had married at all. She had felt I had thrown too much of myself into this hotel business. She was right, of course. After the hardships of the famines, I had felt it was important to secure the family house and finances. But for whom, with no heirs? But then, if Mary had not come to stay here, we would never have met, and so the great wheel turns. Have you ever felt love, Mr. Ward? She unlocked me, is how I would describe it. She is my everything. I am sorry, Mr. Ward. You will have to excuse me a moment. Oh. Thank you. Now, where were we? Okay. Yes, so literally, is it literally just you and Walter left? Are there many Blakes left? No, the manor was full once, the family larger, but it is just Walter and I now. No doubt some distant relatives exist somewhere, but I don't know of them. The numbers dwindle each generation, tragedy and marriage into other families. The west of Ireland is very remote. Once a woman has been betrothed, she rarely keeps in touch, and is even less likely to return. Okay. Okay. Tell me more. An event like this, it must seem strange to your peers. Mr. Ward, I have no peers. This is my land and my coin. I will make use of it in any way I wish. Let the babbling masses complain. It only serves to highlight how little they understand, or dare to understand. Fair play. You don't give a shit about any kind of reputation. You're like, yo, I'ma do what I want to do. Might I ask, what actually caused the carriage accident? I suppose you might. It happened 3 years ago. Mary had taken the boy to Gorford for a treat, to see the boats. I suspect there was no reason for it other than her good heart. A storm came in that day, quickly. The drivers suggested they return to the manor before it became too severe. But they left it too late. The roads were muddy, the wind strong. A tree fell, and in his efforts to avoid it, the driver lost control of the carriage. It tumbled, and Mary was... well, she was gone. The driver, bless him, managed to pull Walter out and carried him back to the manor. The driver succumbed to his own injuries a few hours later, bleeding out. No doctor could get here in time to save him. That this happened on October 31st is an irony not lost on me, though it is entirely coincidental. And he's become a recluse now. Your son, Walter, he keeps to himself? He is not the best suited to life in a hotel, but our private residence is large enough that he is never forced to face that reality. Would he have been different had the accident not happened? His mother was certainly more social than I. Perhaps he would have learned some of that from her. Okay. Has the manor been open to the public for long? I took over the titles and lands when my father died in the mid-1860s. The manor was over 200 years old by then, and needed much work. But the famine did not leave a lot of spare funds, so I opened the place as a hotel to help finance the renovations. This was in the spring of 1870. The work is never ending, so we stay open. But it wasn't for that reason alone. It's nice to have people here. When I was young, there were more of us. And I'm told in my grandfather's time and before that, there were many families under the roof. It was not made to sit here idle. It is good for the house to have life in it. Fair play. Fair play. I think I'm good.
If you'll excuse me, Marquess Blake.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking. I did have a thought. This was in one of the comments. I did bring up the fact, I can't remember which episode it was, but it's somewhere. It's somewhere. I was talking with someone about the possibility of there being more Blakes out there. Because as he just said, like, oh, I'm sure there are distant relatives. There are distant relatives. And I mean, we've heard in the histories, like, Wilhelmina's uncle, Bernard, if he had kids himself, and then she had a younger sister, and so on and so forth. But I don't know what that would mean. I do think it's a potential for something. I'm not entirely sure what, but something. Because even the game has drawn attention to that. Oh yeah, there are probably other Blakes out there. There's something there. There's something there. I'm just not entirely sure what. For now, I want to go and speak with Fia. Because we can tick that off very quickly. Oh, who owned the mask? It had to be Domhnall. It had to be Domhnall. Because we've seen Fia. And also his... Like I said, I identified his costume very quickly. He had a skull mask. So let me just return to her. Again, I know exactly how to reach her. This way. Through. And you. There we go.
Ah, Declan. Aren't you fierce good coming back to see me?
This. You weren't wearing a skull mask to the ball last night, were you? You weren't there, okay. My dear Declan, I wasn't at the ball. You wouldn't catch me dead at a thing like that. No offence meant, of course. Okay.
I'll let you go.
You take care now, Declan. And don't forget to get a bite to eat into you. It's going to be a long day.
Miss Callahan is present and accounted for. The red hair wasn't hers. There's only one other person here with hair that colour and length. Domhnall O'Finn must be our missing man. Now we need to get into his room, but we don't have his key. We did have a list. There was a list of the keys. Where was that? I can't... Oh, damn it. Like I said, I know there was a list of keys. There we go. Okay. So we have... This one was missing. This one was in the supply closet. The unassigned rooms. This must be it. You're in the basement storeroom. Okay. Right. Again, bring this here. We have half an hour, which will give us time for the Catholic Mass. And again, when are you? When's your next hedge mazer scrying thing? Is at 2. Okay, plenty of time. Okay. I think the most pressing thing we need to do is head into the basement. I worry... So Seamus did say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back, because I can't leave the basement doors unattended, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do that just yet. But I can certainly go and have a look-see. Yeah, he was complaining, oh, where's Dara? Dara's here. Dara's here having a chat with Ivy. Okay. And I'm thinking, if I can't... Oh, what is this music? I don't like this music at all. That's fine. Okay, there's Rory. Yeah, you're stood right there. You're not gonna let me go down there. There is no chance you are gonna let me go down there. I'm gonna have to wait for you to piss off. You're hanging about. You're just taking pictures. Good for you. Okay. Okay, with that in mind, can we head into the ballroom? Because we could try and find that secret panel again. We need the atrium. The atrium. Yeah, I don't like this music. I do not like this music. I do not like this music. Why for is the music like this? We can enter. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. This all looks very nice. Yeah, that leads to the west corridor. This leads to the patio. That... Give me one second, let me... Yeah, it was like a face. It was like a kind of demony looking face. Okay. Please tell me. Okay, good stuff. I do have a map. I do have a map. We have a few cells that are open. And then obviously we have the way up to the walled garden. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. We just go where does this lead? Doesn't matter. Just go straight to the bottom. Straight to the bottom. I feel like I should be looking everywhere though. Or maybe I shouldn't be looking everywhere because this is spooky as balls. It's locked, but it looks like it was recently used. This looks to be the area marked on the map Mrs. Lau gave me. I wonder who might have a key. Okay. Didn't Father Sinner... Wasn't there a letter that he had talking about, like, oh yeah, I'll search everywhere, I'll search the catacombs? Yeah, okay. Okay, so there's a guard station that way, I think. Ooh. Okay. Okay, yeah. This is easy. No. Across. There we go. Calm down, Julie. I don't think it's another ghost. It was just the way he moved. So suddenly, well, moving at all is horrifying. Yeah, I hope this doesn't catch on. My matchstick legs weren't made for that many frames. Bless you, McQueen. Bless you, McQueen and Dooley. I'm looking forward to the third. So that's a reference to Spooky Doorway's other game. That's a reference to the Dark Side Detective. Fucking love it. I bloody love Dooley. Dooley's great. Dooley's great. Okay, I'm just... Why for? I feel like this could be a trap. I feel like this could be a trap. What the fuck? What the fuck? We're fine. I think we're fine. Yeah, let me out. Let me out. We need to head up here. And then, yeah, this is the guard station. Another bucket of water. Lovely. Hello. The keys would probably hang here, but there are none. Bastards. Okay. Again, we're fine, and I'm not screaming. Okay, let's head up to cell number 9 then. Straight, we can't. But we can go around. Okay. I think this is where we... Yeah, no lock, of course. Locked. Ooh. However, there is a symbol there. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where we spoke to whatchamacallit. To that strange figure. Okay, and this will bring us out. Okay. Hello. Okay, but it doesn't look like... A woman, arm drawn across her body as if to keep out a chill, Winter herself. So that's... Hello, this is... I could have sworn we were over yonder. Okay. But still, so that's where it brings us out to. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. This person has gone missing. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I feel like I'm a wee bit stuck right now. I feel I'm a wee bit stuck. Because we've got, again, it's another, we've got 27 minutes to kill. Your thing is in the basement. Your thing is in the catacombs, I think. Yeah, Evelyn stored the thing in the catacombs, but we need the key to the catacombs. Okay. I could have sworn... You know, I could have sworn there was some mention of him saying, oh yeah, we're gonna... You know what, I can check. I can check. It would be under documents. But like I said, I could have sworn there was some mention of, oh why, I'm gonna go search the catacombs. I might have made that up. I probably made that up. Yeah, this seems to be... Yeah, and this... Yeah, I must have made that up. No, wait a minute. There was something... Because he mentioned that, like, oh yeah, I found how to get into the changing rooms. I swear down, I could be going crazy. I could be going crazy. You know, he's not in there. Right, okay. We're gonna go find Father Sinner, because I swear, there was mention of like, oh yeah, I figured out how to get into the changing rooms. Evelyn Deane was the one who figured out how to get into the changing rooms. So if Father Sinner found her stash, that would mean he also found her key for the catacombs. Because if she's been stashing stuff down there, then she must have a key. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Okay. I need a plan of action, and I don't have a plan of action. Because I think I need to wait for time to pass. To a point where Seamus isn't guarding the door to the basement. I'm just thinking. I'm having moments. Okay. Right. Once again, I'm going to go to the library to read the remaining books in there. And then after that, I may choose to just pass the time. Anyone in here? No one is in the library. Okay, so where did we leave off? I didn't read a bunch of the books over here. I remember that. Let's see. We can look up these. Magdalene Asylum originates from the convent-run institution for fallen women which began in 13th century Italy. Mary Magdalene was an ideal symbol for the institutions, as she is often associated with repentance, devotion, and the power of grace. A network of convents and institutions expanded across Italy and Catholic Europe, providing secluded spaces for women seeking penance, particularly former prostitutes. In 18th century England, philanthropists founded the institutions like the Magdalene Hospital, adapting Catholic models to Protestant contexts for the care and rehabilitation of vulnerable women. This was later brought to Ireland by a Protestant philanthropist, Lady Arabella Denny, who founded Ireland's first Magdalene Asylum in 1767. Keening, or lamenting over the dead, is an ancient custom practiced in Ireland, with origins tracing back to Eastern nations. The Irish word for keening, keen, closely resembles the Hebrew keena, both meaning lamentation or weeping with clapping of hands. Traditionally, Irish bards led the funeral songs, which addressed the deceased's genealogy, rank, possessions, virtues and vices, but over time, hired mourners, often women, took over. Till about the middle of the last century, the custom was very generally adhered to in Ireland, as well as in families of the highest condition, as among those of the lower orders. Of late years, the custom has fallen greatly into disuse, and is now of rare occurrence, except in some very few old families, and among the peasantry, and has become more of a wordless, mournful cry. The Great Freeze. In the winter of 1739, a violent storm hit Ireland. The resultant drop in temperature was so drastic that liquids froze indoors. There are no official records of how cold it got, but some measurements taken by enthusiasts claim it dropped as low as -20 degrees. Flippin' heck. The first of Ireland's 3 famines, crop and herd damage from the Great Freeze, resulted in massive shortages in milk and food. Records suggest that as high as 20% of the then population died. It was a high proportion of lives lost from the Great Famine nearly a century later. And then the tsunami of 1755. Massive earthquakes in Portugal sent a tsunami north that hit southern and western parts of the island. It seems to have reached as far up as Connemara, where this manor is built. Untold thousands died here from the tsunami. The earthquake itself claimed the lives of over 100,000 Portuguese. The Great Famine. It's less than 50 years since the Great Hunger that lasted from 45 to 52. A blight wiped out the potato crops. Most of the population relied on that to survive, as the English rule exported every other resource from the country: peas, beans, rabbits, fish, honey, and more. My time is about to go off. There we go. On top of this, the English corn laws blocked the import of any grain, despite the obvious need for relief. The full loss of life from this period is yet unknown, but deaths are estimated to be around 1 million, with another million fleeing the country on coffin ships bound for America, Canada, Australia, and more. Anyone surviving something like that can't but have deep scars. My own parents refused to talk of it and grew dark when it was mentioned. It is unknown how long it will take the country to recover. Standing stones. Standing stones, or menhir, are large, deliberately placed stones found around the world, but especially in Ireland. There is no consensus on the purpose of standing stones. There are no records detailing it, nor any surviving traditions that can be reliably traced. However, there are several theories as to their purpose. Those most commonly held would posit that they marked the boundaries of territories, or that they had ritual significance to old Druidic religion. Some menhir, clochfara in the Irish tongue, are found to be inscribed with a long forgotten and therefore indiscernible language. Okay. Alrighty then. And in the next episode, we move on to world history. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, The Named User, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.